Welcome to Lead School, 10th NCERT English, the necklace. But my dearies, I thought it would make you happy. You never go out, and this is an occasion, and a fine one. Everybody wishes one, and it is very select. Not many are given to employees. You will see the whole office world there. Now, here he tried to convey his wife that purpose. He said, but my dear, I thought it would make you happy. I thought it would make you happy. You never go out, and this is an occasion and a fine one. You make happy. You never go out, and this is an occasion to go out and a fine one. Everybody's wishes one, and it is very select. Not many are given to employees. It is a very selected person to invite in this party. So, to many are given to the employees. You will see the whole office world there, but it is a whole office world is there, so it is a important party we want to go in. Second paragraph, she looked at him with an irritated eyes and declared immediately, what do you suppose I have to wear to such a thing as that? Now she looked at him with an irritated eyes and declared immediately. She declared immediately with the irritated eyes, what do you suppose I have to wear to such a thing as that? You have to wear such a thing as that. He had not thought of that. He stammered, why the dresses you wear when we go to the theater. It seems very pretty to me. He was silent and stepped in dismay at the sight of his wife weeping. He stammered, what is the matter? What is the matter? He had not thought of that. He stammered, why the dress you wear when we go to the theater? Why you not wear that the dress we wear when we went for that the theater? It seems very pretty to you and me also. He was silent. He stopped. He said, it is a pretty and to me as well as to you. So and that time he become very silent. Stuff stupid. It is a dismay at the sight of his wife and weeping. And now when you see and that but at the sight of his wife weeping, he stammered, what is the matter? What is the matter? By a violent effort, she had controlled her vexation and responded in a calm voice, wiping her moist cheeks. Nothing, only I have no dress, and the consequent I cannot go to this affair. Give your card to some colleagues whose wife is better fitted out than I. By a violent effort, she had controlled her vexation and responded in a calm voice. She gave the response with a calm, whipping her moist cheeks, nothing. Whipping his moist cheeks, nothing. Only I have no dress, and consequently, I have no any dress, and consequently, I cannot go to this affair. Give your card to some colleagues whose wife is a better fitted out than I. Just you give this the card to your colleagues whose wife is a better fit for this the party. He was grieved but answered. Let us see, Matilda, how much would you suitable costumes cost? Something that would serve for other occasion. Something very simple. Grieved but answered. Let us see, Matilda, how much would you suitable costumes cost? Something that would serve for other occasion. Something very simple. She reflected for some second thinking of a sum that she could ask for without bringing with an immediate refusal and a frightened exclamation from the economical clerk. Finally, she had in a hesitating voice. She reflected for something second, thinking of the sum that she could ask for without bringing with it an immediate refusal and the frightened exclamation from the economical clerk. Finally, she said in a hesitating voice, I cannot tell exactly, but it seems to me that 400 francs ought to cover it. He turned a little pale, for he had saved just these some to buy a gun that he might be able to join some hunting parties the next summer with some friend who went to shoot larks on Sunday. Nevertheless, he answered, very well, I will give you 400 francs, but try to have a pretty dress. I can't tell exactly. Now she say, I can't tell exactly amount of for that pretty dress. But it seems to me that 400 francs ought to cover it. Approximately 400 francs it is a need to me. Then he turned a little pale, for he had saved just his sum to buy a gun that he might be able to join some hunting parties the next summer. He just saved some francs for hunting party with his friend. He want to go with that hunting parties. But some friends who went to shoot lark on Sunday. Nevertheless, he answered, very well, I will give you 400 francs, but try to have pretty dress. Don't worry, I will give you 400 francs. The day of the ball approached, and Ming Lois seemed sad, disturbed, and anxious, and nevertheless her dress was nearly ready. Her husband said to her one evening, what is the matter with you? You have acted strangely for 2 or 3 days. The day of the ball approached and Mary Loisel seems sad. She is feeling sad and disturbed and anxiously. Nevertheless, her dress was nearly ready. The dress was nearly ready, and her husband said to her one evening, what is the matter with you? You have acted strangely for 2 or 3 days. I observed you from 2 to 3 days, and just you are the strangely acted. And she responded, I am vexed not to have a jewel, nothing to adorn myself with. I shall have such a poverty stricken look. I would prefer not to go to this party. And she responded, I am vexed not to have a jewel, nothing to adorn myself with. I shall have such a poverty stricken look. I would prefer not to go this party. It replied. He replied, you can wear some natural flowers. It this season they look very chic. He just suggests her. You just wear the natural flower. Then that is the season they look very chic. She was not convinced. No, she replied. There is nothing more humiliating than I to have to sabe here in the midst of rich women. Then her husband cried out, how stupid we are! Go and find your friend Main Forestier and ask her to lend you her jewels. She uttered a cry of joy. It is true, she said. I had not thought of that. The next day she looks herself to her friend's house and released her story of distress. Main Forstier went to her closest took out a large jewel case and brought it, opened it, and said, "Choose, my dear." Here she was not convenience. Here she was not convenience. She say no. She replied, "I'm not interested and I am not fit for that the party." So there is a nothing more humility than to have the shabby in that midst of the rich woman. Then her husband cried out, "How stupid we are! Go and find your friend, Forrest, and ask her to lend you her jewel." Then he said, "Her stupid. You just go and find somewhere. It's your close friends, it is a neighbor, then it is a her jewels, they will be lent to us." She uttered and cried to joy. She uttered and cried to joy. "It's true," she said. "I had not thought of that." She said, "I had not thought of that." Then the next day she looked herself to her friend's house and released to her story of the distress. She next day she visit her friend's house and she released the all stories, and then man foresters went to her choose took out a large jewel case. Then now she choose and take out that large jewel case. Then the brought it the open it and the said, "Choose, my dear." It is a "choose, my dear." She said, "It is a large different type of the jewelry, it is here, then you choose anywhere if you want to anything, my dear." That is a neighbor said to her. I hope so everyone understood better. We will see the next part in next video.